Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're well and hopefully you're ready for the weekend. That's right. Today is Friday, January 10th, 2020. How are you? And welcome to the stream. It is time for a full day of gameplay streaming here today. Definitely a good variety of stuff on my streams today. So I hope you are excited. Starting off with the continuation of my Knights of the Old Republic playthrough at this point. I'm about, I'd say, roughly around 9 hours into the game. And not knowing how long the game is, just arriving on the Jedi world of, isn't it Dantooine? Or, I can't exactly remember what the hell the name of the planet is. But we met the Jedi Council, one of the Jedi Councils, not the main Jedi Council, but the ones responsible for the training of the Jedi at the school, and they've determined that I should become a Jedi. Little do they know that I'm actually training to be a Sith. They don't know my true intentions because they're fools. They are very gullible, foolish fools who think that everything is sunshine and roses and rainbows and unicorns, and they don't suspect anything evil in my intentions. It just proves how weak the Jedi really are, that they could not detect my true intentions, right? So, this is pretty good. We're continuing on with the dark side playthrough. We're going to see how it goes making the bad choices. And see how the game continues on. I don't know what happens next at all. I have no idea. So we're going to find out. Okay? 4 hours of Knights of the Old Republic today. I hope you guys are excited for that. I certainly am. Want to see how the game continues on. I also don't know how long Knights of the Old Republic is. So, I don't know how long we'll be playing this game. I guess we're going to find that out as well, as the weeks progress here. So good stuff. Then, later tonight, it's my weekly Throwback Street Fighter stream where I play old school Street Fighter, including Street Fighter 2, 3, and Alpha 3. Now, these sessions have been kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they end up being very fun. I play a variety of opponents. The connections are decent. We play a variety of games, and in general, everyone has a good time. Then, sometimes not so much. Sometimes I can't find competition. The few people I find are either trolling or their connections are terrible, and it ends up not being so good. So, really, it's kind of the ultimate kind of mix. You never know what's going to happen when I play Street Fighter. So I guess we'll see tonight on the late stream. Hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully we have a good variety of gameplay, good variety of opponents. And it ends up being a lot of fun. I hope. Okay? I hope. Alright. That's today's streams. Alright? Good stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about the weekend. Tomorrow I'm continuing on with my Pokemon Sword playthrough where I'm going to try to catch all the Pokemon in the game. Last time I think I caught between 10 to 15 new Pokemon, including evolutions and the like. If I could catch like 10 Pokemon a stream, I think that would be good progress. I don't know how long it's going to take me to catch all the Pokemon in the game, but I'm going to continue that effort tomorrow on the main stream. Okay? Then, tomorrow night, which is Saturday night, Myst continues on. This is the playthrough of a game from the 1990s, the point-and-click puzzle adventure game. You guys seem to have really enjoyed the playthrough so far. And I kind of got stuck near the end of the last stream. I didn't know what to do. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night if I can get myself out of this maze that I'm kind of stuck in and not knowing what to do. Okay? Then on Sunday, we return back to Final Fantasy VI post-game. Well, it's not really post-game. It's the second half of the game stuff. It's funny because I now have done 2 different streams in what's considered the World of Ruin, the second half of the game. And I don't even think I'm halfway through the content that's available in the second half of the game. I always kind of underestimate classic games and how much content they can fit into them. Final Fantasy VI is one of those games that has so much in it that I was counting yesterday. I was like, damn, I think I still have like 5 to 6 dungeons left. If, not even including the final dungeon. Like, there's a lot to do in this game. So, Final Fantasy VI continuing on Sunday. And then Sunday night, I'm going to be doing a rare late-night Pokemon Sword stream. You might be saying, well, if you're playing Pokemon Sword on Saturday, why are you playing it again on Sunday night? Well, it's because I've decided that I want to see what happens when you play the game at night. The game has a day-to-night cycle that I've never experienced before because I've always played the game during the daytime. So I figure if I do a late night stream, we'll be able to see what the day-night cycle is in the game, see how it changes, see what new Pokemon are out and about instead of the other ones. And also, there's certain Pokemon you can only evolve at night, and I believe I have at least 2 or 3 of them right now that are kind of stuck and can't evolve because I never play the game at night. So we'll have a chance to do that as well for the very first time Sunday night. Should be fun, okay? And then on Monday, we return back to Knights of the Old Republic for another major stream, all right? And then Monday night, my weekly Minecraft chill stream where I'm going to continue on with my efforts to explore the map. And then we're going to begin a build project. And by the way, don't worry. The build project will be nowhere near as elaborate as that freaking bird statue. In fact, it's going to be, I believe, around the same thing as like the Jasper statue was, I guess. We'll see. But basically, we're going to be building a monument to Mr. Papavera per the request of the previous top contributor. They said, gee, Mr. Papavera has helped you out so much in your Minecraft run. It would be nice to do like a build that he wants to do. But I already laid down the law and let Mr. Papavera know there's no way we're doing something as complicated as that bird statue. So I think we're doing something that's like more along the scale of the cat. So we'll see how that goes. That should be interesting on Monday night, okay? Not that we're rushing into the build or anything. Like I said, we do still need to explore a bit. But, we'll probably at least begin initial work, maybe gather some resources or whatever, that night when we get back from our explorations, okay? So that's the rough streaming week. I'm off on Tuesday. Now, this coming week, there's going to be a lot of variety and a lot of different stuff coming up, okay? In this coming week, yes, you will see the continuation of all of the playthroughs that I've been doing. But in addition to that, there's going to be a special podcast on Thursday of this coming week where I'm going to be doing many different things. First of all, I'm going to be reviewing 2019, both on a personal and a professional level, to let you guys know how the year went for me. I'm then going to be kind of previewing 2020 and telling you guys about some personal and professional stuff that's happening around here, so you guys are up to speed on all kinds of stuff that may be happening that you may be aware of, and some stuff you may have no idea is going on, okay? Then, we're going to preview games. We're going to go through the entire game release schedule for the year so far that has all dates, and we're going to talk about said games, what games I'm interested in playing, and get basically a game schedule populated for this year so you guys know what to expect over the next few months, okay? Good stuff? All right, good stuff. So that's Thursday next week. So less than a week from now, that would be the 16th? Let me see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, the 16th, I guess. That's what I'm planning on doing that podcast. 1 week from today, on the 17th, it's the first major new release of 2020. It's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the RPG starring Dragon Ball Z characters. Curious to see how this pans out as an RPG, quite frankly. So I hope you'll join me for the premiere of that. And that will be a main playthrough that I'll be doing along with everything else. Now, the thing is, if you actually look at the playthroughs I'm doing, I would say Final Fantasy VI will probably conclude possibly within 2 more streams. All right? And I'm playing it again on Sunday. And then more than likely there will be another major stream of it during the coming week. And I think that might be the conclusion, because like I said, if we got 5 dungeons plus maybe a couple optional bosses and then the end of the game, I would guess maybe another 8 hours. So I think we are nearing the end of the run of that playthrough. So that's good, because that means since that playthrough is ending, we can now start up with Kakarot and not have to worry about, oh no, now there's like 4 major playthroughs going on. Phil won't have enough time to play them. You see what I mean? So good stuff there. Also, in that coming week, coming up, one of those random nights, I'm going to do a random late night stream of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon demo. Apparently, there's a demo available for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on the Switch. I've never played any Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games before, ever. So I don't even know what they are. And some people have expressed desire to see me play the upcoming Pokemon Mystery Dungeon remake that's coming out for the Switch in March. So people are like super stoked for it because apparently they really love that franchise. But I never played it. So I want to check out the demo of that this week, so at least I know what the hell it is, so I can determine, man, is this something interesting to me or not, and I can think about if I want to play this game in March, okay? So I'll be checking that out. Sometime this week on a late night stream. I can't 100% guarantee you the day I will do that. More than likely, it's going to be a highlight rather than anything else. Like, I'm trying to think, of the stuff that I'm doing. I might just do that Wednesday night just to do it and get out of the way and see what the game is rather than, because PUBG is usually Wednesday nights, but is that a big deal if I delay PUBG or I don't do PUBG this week? Not fucking really. See what I mean? It's not a big deal at all. Okay, so. Ooh. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Okay, so that is the deal, guys. With this coming week, lots going on. All right, in addition to that, a few big reminders here, guys. First of all, this is your last chance to nominate games for the upcoming Viewer's Choice event because this weekend, more than likely, I'm thinking Sunday night, I'm going to close off the nominations process and I'm going to create the poll by which you guys are now going to vote on what games you want to see in this event, and whatever wins the poll ends up being a full playthrough. Okay, so if you have not yet nominated games, or if you have some last minute ideas of games that should be nominated for the upcoming Viewer's Choice playthrough, you must nominate them as soon as possible. All right, basically you got today and tomorrow to do so, because Sunday is when we're turning it over to a poll that you guys vote on for about a week, and that's going to determine the actual Viewer's Choice playthrough. Okay, so number one, please do that. All right, number two, excuse me. Number two, also, guys, we have a sub goal going on this month. If we can hit 700 subscribers at any point during the month, I'm going to be doing a retrospective special marathon where you guys will be able to pick your favorite moments from my over 11 years on the internet as a content creator. And you'll be able to say, oh, I want to watch those back live with Phil and see his reactions to them. This has been an event that I've done before that has been very successful. People really seem to enjoy seeing me react to my own stuff from over the years, especially because there's some stuff that, I never actually went back and saw again. I created the content, I uploaded the content, but I never actually saw that content a second time. So, hopefully, you guys will consider subscribing. I got completely confused there in my own head. Consider subscribing to the channel to make that sub goal happen. Now, I realize we are very far away from the sub goal. This is for a couple reasons. All right. Notably, last month there were a few people who gifted a ton of subs, and those sub bombs kind of expired, and people didn't renew yet. So, boom. That's what happens. We had a giant decline in subs. In fact, we lost about, I'd say, 40 to 50 subs within a day and a half this week. That's why the sub goal was originally 700, because we were within reach, and then whoop, we dipped a ton. So what I'd like to see is what happens this week, and if it ends up being, too much of an unattainable goal, I might reassess that goal to make it more obtainable. Because obviously my goal here is I would like to do the event. I would like to actually do it, but I want to make it realistic and fun for everyone. I don't want to make it, we could do the event, but there's no way we're possibly hitting this number of subs or anything like that, okay? So I'll see. We'll see later this week what happens, okay? One final thing. So, for those of you who were not here last night, which probably a lot of you, because not a lot of people attended the random SNES Super Nintendo late night stream I did last night where I played Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, the hype train launched. We had a launch of a hype train. And not only did the hype train launch, the hype train was maximized. The hype train got maximum hype, and it launched off the tracks, off the rails, into the stratosphere, exploded with rainbow sparkles, and rainbows exploded everywhere, and unicorn emotes were divvied out. You might be saying, what in the holy fucking hell is Phil talking about, right? Well, I can tell you what I'm talking about. The hype train, folks. What is a hype train? I'll tell you. It's a new feature on Twitch, all right? This feature basically is that you're on a channel and a certain amount of contributions come into that channel via cheering or subscriptions within a certain period of time, all right? If a certain number of contributions come in within a certain period of time, a hype train begins. Once that hype train starts going, a meter appears on your chat screen that says if you now obtain a new amount of contributions within a certain set period of time, everyone who contributes will receive an emote, and you hit the next tier of the hype train. There are 5 tiers of hype train, okay? Every tier you unlock different emotes, okay? And at the very end, everyone gets the best emotes, all right? Now, some people are very excited for this hype train, and some people are like, this is not worth it at all. I'll be very honest with all of you. It was very exciting when it was happening. It's a very exciting thing to see a meter filling and everyone participating and jumping in and saying fun stuff and getting all excited and hyped up for this hype train event. And then once the hype train event ended, it was kind of deflating. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was like, so what happens now? Okay, well, we get some emotes. Wait a minute. No, we only get 1 emote, because that's right. What we determined, we didn't know this. You get 1 emote per hype train event, depending on the maximum level that hype train achieved. And you get 1 out of 5 random emotes. So, for example, hype train level 5 has 5 emotes. If you have all 5, it looks cool, because they're basically all connected to each other. But if you only get 1, it's kind of like a piece, 1 of 5, and now you're kind of like, well, I kind of want the other 4, so I could build the whole hype train in the chat. It's kind of silly to just have the 1 emote. Now, the other thing is you only get 1 emote per entire hype train. So, if you hit level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, you'll only get 1 level 5 emote for participating in the hype train. You don't get a level 1 emote, a level 2 emote, a level 3 emote. You see what I mean? And that's kind of deflating, especially if, you want, man, I'd like to start building these hype train collections. Can I get all the emotes? No, you have to participate in a separate hype train for each emote. It's like, what? So some people were very disappointed. I mean, I'm not going to blame you. I agree with you. It was kind of silly in my estimation. I thought as it was happening, it was actually very exciting. It was something different. A giant bar appearing on the screen, filling up, and everyone getting excited and hype and talking and cheering and subbing, and everything was good. And then when we finally it ended, it was like, well, we kind of wish there was more to it, right? Because everyone worked together to be supportive, and it wasn't such an amazing thing by the end. Now, I do want to say thanks to anyone who was here and did participate. That obviously is going to help me out a lot this month. There was a lot of cheers that came in. A small handful of subs, but mostly cheers. And the cheers were very generous. So it helps out. Just understand that. It wasn't like it was a waste of time. But certainly, it was a little bit underwhelming. All right? So the hype train is in effect, FYI, guys. If you're not aware, the way it works is that within a 5-minute period, 5 contributions, I believe it's 5, have to come in. Hold on a second, because now I'm telling you this, and now I want to confirm. Because last night I thought it was a certain amount, and then it wasn't, and then everyone was confused, and I was confused. I'm going to look it up again. Just to make sure that we know what we're talking about here. Okay? Here we go. Yeah, it is. It's 5. So, if 5 contributions, all right, come in that are either 100 bits or more each, or 5 subs, or 5 gifted subs, or any combination of that. And what I mean by that is it could be 200-bit cheers, 2 people subscribe, and someone resubscribes. Or 1 person just comes in and gifts 5 subs away. Then that would count as the hype train starting up. Okay? That's how it starts. Then as it starts, you're going to see, if you haven't seen it before, it's pretty cool. At least the way it looks on screen is pretty cool. It gets the bar on the screen starting to fill up, and then it tells you, there's actually a countdown meter on the bar that says you now have this amount of time to reach the next tier of contributions. And it'll track every single one, every cheer. Then it doesn't have to be a 100-bit cheer anymore. It could be any level cheer, subscription, resubscription, or gift subscription. Okay, any level will then start filling up this contributions bar. And once it's filled, then you hit the next level, and then by the end, whoever could participated, all right, whatever the final level is on that hype train, you get an emote. Okay, so that's how it works. Like I said, exciting while it's happening. So at least if you've never seen one, you would probably want to see one at least once. But I don't know, if or when this will ever happen again, quite frankly. You need 5 contributions to come in within 5 minutes. Will we see 500-bit cheers, 5 subs, 5 resubs, 5 gifted subs within 5 minutes? I think the only real time we see that is usually sub bomb, right? When someone comes in and drops a sub bomb. sometimes, and that'll happen. But unless that happens, today, we probably won't see a hype train today. I'm just saying. Okay. Now here's the other thing, guys. As you know, I've only say this every stream. The best way to contribute to me is by tipping me, because tips I get right away and I can use that for stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, the hype train is cool, but you guys have been very supportive with tips recently, and the tips help me more than anything. And because of that, wait a minute, it didn't work. Did it not work? It didn't work. Well, Frenelith, thank you for the 5 sub bomb, but the hype train didn't work, even though it says it's supposed to. Right? You guys don't see a hype train, do you? Oh, all right. Retro Jim says not just one person can set it off. It actually has to be 5 separate people. I'm gonna be honest, that is not clear in the instructions that I read. It didn't really explain that at all. So that's actually disappointing to me, because I didn't know that, and I apologize to Frenelith. Obviously, you probably just dropped that sub bomb to try to start it up, and it didn't work. And I apologize, because that's not what it said in their instructions. At least the ones that I read 2 days ago, it didn't say it had to be 5 separate people. So, all right. So apparently we need 4 more people to contribute within the next 4 minutes now. Either 100-bit cheer, or each do a sub, or, you see what I mean? It has to be 4 other separate people to get the hype train going. Now, do you see what I mean? Like, how often is this going to happen? Probably never. How do you get 5 people to coordinate contributions within a 5-minute period to get a hype train going? I don't know. Awful Waffle now did 100-bit cheer. Canadian Doink just resubbed. So that should technically be 3, right? That should be 3. If there's 2 more, it should start. I say should, not will. Should. I don't know. We're still working with this. I don't want people to be disappointed if the thing doesn't freaking work. Okay? Yeah, it has to be 100 bits or more. It has to be a sub, a resub, or a gifted sub. Those are that's what counts, apparently, towards the hype train. But it has to be 100 bits or more. Lower cheers don't work. Okay. So anyway, if the hype train happens today, great. If not, no big deal. Holy shit. Ripley Atomic just dumped a ton of subs into the stream chat. That's a lot, man. Thank you very much, Ripley Atomic. So, in reality, 1 more contribution should start the hype train. But it has to be quick, because it had to be within 5 minutes. Oh, there it is! We just got it. The hype train is started because Cleanup Man just subbed. See that? So, there you go. So, as you can see, here's how it works. And, whoa, wait a minute. It says level 3. Oh my god, you know what happened? Guys, you know what happened? The sub bomb did count. The sub bomb did count, but the sub bomb was delayed. Because you see what happened? We're supposed to start at level 1. We're already at level 3. It jumped the gun, basically. It went straight to level 3 instead of level 2 because of that sub bomb that came in. You see that? So that's how it works. And now, you guys, you see it says 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, and it's counting down to hit the next level of the hype train. See? So it's interesting. And by the way, I do like the way that they set this up to look. It looks interesting. And kind of, oh man, get hype. You want to contribute. You want to get that hype train bar going up, right? And so when you cheer, or you sub, or you gift a sub, or all that, it'll happen. But or at least we're at level 3 now. So if it stays at level 3 and we don't max out level 3 by the end of the 3 minutes and 40 seconds that's left, everyone who's contributed to this hype train will get a level 3 emote. Okay? So I don't know what the level 3 emotes look like. Anyway, Rick Grimes Dimes, yes, this was the point I was making. Alright, this is the point that I was making. Is that the hype train is cool and all, but the hype train basically lends itself to cheering and subbing, which helps me out, but sadly those things have a delay to them. I don't get any benefit from cheering and subbing for a bit, while tipping me I get right away. And that's why I've been really appreciative that you guys have been tipping me so much recently. Even though the hype train's nice, I wouldn't want it that my entire stream becomes people just trying to make hype trains happen, and then all of a sudden my tips dramatically drop, right? And now, how do I afford all the normal stuff I need to use tips to pay for, right? That would not be good. So the other thing is, for what I'm to understand, mobile users don't see the hype train at all. Okay, so if you're on a phone right now, or you're using the app, apparently you can't even see the hype train. Right now it's still level 3, 37%, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left for us to hit level 4, and contributions are not coming in anymore. So I doubt that it's going to increase much more anymore, you know, see? So Philip Smelly Fart Box just subscribed, and it made the hype train go up by like 9%. That's pretty funny. If anything, alright, here's how I can see hype trains working, okay? Here's how I can say hype trains working. If people were already planning to cheer or sub, maybe what people would do is hold their cheers and their subs for when they see other people contributing, and then they could try to make a hype train happen by all doing it at once. But what I would hope is that people now don't say, oh, well, you know, I really wanted to help Phil out with tips, but since the hype train is here, now I'm just going to cheer and sub instead. You know, I really need the tips. I'm just being honest here. So hopefully this doesn't derail everything and change it. You know, we'll see. Let's see what happens with this thing. You know, it's enabled. I'll leave it on by default. If you guys want to contribute to it and make it happen, we can. But, you know, I don't know how this is going to affect streams moving forward. I guess we have to find out. Okay. So anyway, 46%, 1 minute, 16 seconds left. I'm pretty sure we're not going to max out this level 3 of Hype Train. And so what'll happen is that at the end of the Hype Train, we're going to see what happens in regards to, you know, what emote you guys are going to get. And by the way, I get the emote too. Every time there's a Hype Train, I get the emote as well. So I can show it off to the viewers in the stream chat and say, oh, look, here's the emote you guys could have gotten if you participated in the Hype Train. Okay. By the way, someone else, Chungo Mungus, just resubbed, and now we got us to 56%, but there's only 40 seconds left. With only 40 seconds left, I don't think we're going to hit Hype Train level 4 here, guys. Pretty sure. Philip Smelly Fart Box did another 100-bit cheer. Oh, my goodness. All right, 24 seconds. Lies vs. Souls, can I get the emote if I didn't do anything? No. Apparently, only if you could participate in the Hype Train will it actually make that Hype Train or give you that Hype Train emote, okay? 10 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Hype Train has ended at level 3. Level 3 Hype Train. And it says, I got a level 2 Hype Train emote. Because we completed the 2 levels. What is this emote? What is this? What the fuck is that? It's a foot. I got a fucking foot. What is that? Look at that thing. It's a big, disgusting, hairy foot. That's what we got for it. That is nasty. A big, stinky foot on wheels. Wow. How exciting. Oh, my God. So what I'm assuming, it says Bigfoot. So see what I mean? Like, what I'm assuming is each level is something different. The level 5 we know is a unicorn from last night. I guess level 2 is Bigfoot. So we got a big, stinky foot on wheels as the emote. And if that Hype Train happened 5 times at level 2, you basically can unlock up to 5 emotes, and they form like a big train that you could put into the stream chat. So you see what I mean? It's kind of like a collection gimmick, like kind of like Pokemon. I gotta catch them all, right? Oh, a Hype Train. I want all the emotes, so I could do the Hype Train, you know, emote in the stream chat when exciting things happen on the stream. So I kind of see where they're going with this. They're trying to create something new and different. They're trying to create something that makes it catchy, so you want to do it and you want to get all the emotes and stuff. Makes sense, right? The thing is, to max it, you'd have to do a lot of Hype Trains. See what I mean? Like, to actually get every emote, you'd have to participate in 25 different Hype Trains. That's a lot of Hype Trains. So, there you go. All right, anyway, guys. Thank you for all that support right there. I'm going to give shout-outs in a moment to everyone who contributed, okay? So the Hype Train is in effect. If you guys want to participate in the hype train, that's how it works. Either 100-bit cheers, subs, resubs, or gifted subs. And it has to be 5 within a 5-minute period. Now, just to forewarn all of you as well, I did not want my stream to be completely derailed by hype trains endlessly. So I made it an hour cooldown. Okay? So right now, what is it? Like 11:15? Yeah, it was around 11:15. There cannot be another hype train until 12:15. That's the limit. So only once an hour, so that way we can't be, complete spam of the stream chat being that stuff, okay? I felt that made more sense. As you guys know, I'm not all about, doing that. I want to actually put out gameplay for you. So only once an hour. And I think you can remove that. You know what I mean? But I want to leave that on there because I don't want it to go crazy. I don't want it to be every freaking 5 minutes someone's trying to start a hype train and, constantly have the bar on the screen and stuff like that. So, okay, so it works. We know it works. You guys see how it works. At least you got a little demo here today of how it works. And if you want to participate, great. Especially if it's, a random stream and it's kind of slow or whatever. You want to get stuff going, you could, and you get some hype going, right? Okay. Okay. So now, guys, obviously, you could contribute with the hype train, right? I know that kind of derailed stuff here on the pre-stream, but hey, it was worth it, I think. Let's talk about other ways you could contribute to help out the stream. But first of all, before we do that, I just want to say up front, thank you for even being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming to my streams on a daily basis and making them fun. This is about the fun of gaming. This is about us interacting and having a good time with games. It's not about money. It never was. I made gameplay videos on YouTube for 2.5 years before I ever made any money doing it. I would continue to stream even if I couldn't make money. I would obviously do it in a decreased capacity, but I love what I do. I'm one of the rare people on the Earth planet who could say I love what I do for a living, right? I'm very lucky in that regard. I know that, and I'm very grateful for anything that I get on a stream. That being said, please understand that contributions are not mandatory. They're not expected. Anyone who steps up and contributes during one of my streams, I am very appreciative of, and I'm very grateful that you guys would help me out. So thank you in advance for that, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get to some ways that you can contribute. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. If you pledge to that, you get monthly perks depending on how much you pledge. So if you pledge to my Patreon, thank you very much. Give it a look. All the perks and everything are explained on the site. I have a Teespring store where you can buy merch, t-shirts primarily, but there's other stuff there too. You get a cool collectible, and it helps me out a little bit, so please give that a look. Obviously, if you're here on the stream and you were here for the whole hype train segment, you know different ways you can contribute. You can cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me. And if you do any of those things during today's stream, I'm going to give you a live thank you shout out. There's a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen here that tracks things like the top cheerer and top tipper of the day, and I will be updating that periodically, as well as total subs. And by the way, thanks to the hype train and the people gifting subs, we definitely just jumped up a lot in subs. So I'm going to be updating that periodically to let you know, because I know we got a lot of subs, okay? Could you guys please stop spamming the stream chat with frog emotes? Good lord. Stop that right now. That's a lot of frogs. Okay, also, there's the built-in leaderboard in Twitch that tracks the top cheerers of the week as well as the top sub gifters of the week. Obviously, you guys have been cheering and gifting subs a lot for this hype train thing, so I'm going to give you shout-outs in just a moment for that as well. So thank you very much for that, and I will give you credit in just a moment when we read that off. So there's a lot of ways to get recognition on my stream. That's kind of the gist of what I'm trying to say here, okay? Now, I just said this, but I'll say it again. The best way to contribute is by tipping me, because tips I get right away. Tips I very matter-of-factly use to do things such as grocery shopping, the cost of games, the cost of the internet, all the cost of all these daily things that I have to spend money on. Coming up this week, I got to buy Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So the money that I get from tips this week, I'll be paying, using to buy that. Plus, like I said, all the other things. So tipping me helps me more than anything. Even though cheering, subbing, they're great. They help me long-term. It's the tipping that I get right away that I can use for immediate use, okay? So please consider tipping me, if at all you can. Okay? So, let's talk. How do you tip me? Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat to bring up my tips page. If you're thinking of tipping me, you do not need to have a registered PayPal account to tip me at all. You can actually use just a debit or credit card, but you may not see the option. The reason being is that it seems that option only seems to fully load on the full desktop version of the PayPal site. So if you are trying to use a debit or credit card to contribute, please load the full version of the site. You might have to go on a computer to do so rather than a mobile device if your device will not load it properly, okay? Also, if you're considering contributing to any streamer in any significant way, I would strongly recommend you do as much as you can to hide your identity, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, guys, in general, sadly, there are people on the internet who will hurt you just because they can. They don't have any actual, reason to do it. They don't get anything out of it. They just want to hurt you because they can get away with it, and it's anonymous. You know what I mean? So if there's someone who can, oh, look, you contribute to a stream. Let me find that guy's information, post it all over the freaking internet. They'll do it just because they can. And so I always strongly recommend that if you're going to contribute to any streamer, hide your identity. You know, if you're going to tip me, be an anonymous tipper. Say anonymous, or make up a name that's not related to your real life name or your real life social media, something completely different. You can actually just make up a name when you tip. That way no one would know that it's you, and no one can come harass you. A lot of people put so much personal information on the internet these days, including things on Facebook and Twitter, and they don't realize that people can really get to them with the amount of information that you may have that's public. So I always use this little PSA segment to warn my viewers, please do what you can to protect yourselves. Make sure your real life information is not out there on the internet, because that's the last thing you want to happen is someone getting into your stuff. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Let's talk about the rules. I have two basic rule sets. The first basic rule says that I must follow all the rules of Twitch.tv because I'm broadcasting on their service, and therefore understand I can't just say and do whatever I want. The other basic rule set is that I like to maintain a chill vibe on my stream. I want it to feel like when you come by here, you can relax and hang out and escape all the stresses of your real life and just have a good time with me, interact a little bit with me in the stream chat, get to see what's going on with me in gaming today. Just having a good, relaxing time. Because of that, there's a couple topics that I don't allow to be discussed on my stream. Politics and religion, I feel, in the 11 plus years I've been a content creator, never fit in with gameplay. Whenever people start talking about real life politics and religion, they get so angry with each other. People don't agree with them. They don't tend to really be able to see from another person's perspective, and they'll just get into endless arguments that'll last the entirety of the stream. And I don't want that to happen. I want people to be having a good time, not turning back to the stream chat and seeing people yelling at each other about Trump and Brexit and impeachment and all kinds of negative crap. I just want people to have a good time here. Okay, so that stuff's not allowed. Unless it's in the context of a game. If I'm playing a game and there is some kind of a contextual thing where we're talking about politics and religion, that's different. But I don't want that to just generally take over the entirety of the chat. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I'm well aware there's many people on the internet who try to insult me, defame me, and in general just do really nasty stuff to me on a daily basis. They steal my content. They make fun of me. They insult my family members who have nothing to do with my content. They do it to get a rise out of you. They do it to get your attention, to get clickbait, for you to go over to their channels and to toss them money and or give them ad revenue because they realize drama sells when people are very immature. So please understand, I don't play that game. I don't care about these people. They can do whatever they want. I can't stop them because I can't sue them for defamation. I don't have money to do that. So for me, I'm a positive guy. I'm a positive content creator. I focus on the good, not the bad. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on what people are doing to me every single day. They can go ahead and do whatever the hell they want. If they're idiots, oh well. Be immoral, disgusting people for the rest of your life and see how you get ahead of doing that, right? I'm not gonna do that. So the rule is we don't bring it up. I bring it up on pre-stream every day very briefly so you guys know that I'm aware that it exists, but that there's nothing we can do about it, and there's no point in talking about it because it's not going to make anything better. All it's going to do is possibly bring attention to these people and bring people over to their content, and which is the opposite of what we want, right? So please understand it's strictly against the rules to bring that stuff up. Okay, guys? All right. Last but not least, it's now time for the shout-out segment, and we're going to have quite a long shout-out segment because of all the people who've already contributed because of that hype train, okay? So we actually start off with Metalhead2177, who resubscribed for 25 months. Thank you very much, Metalhead. Excuse me. ATS318 did a 50-bit cheer, and he was actually the very first contributor of the stream today, and he says, dude, I'm loving Judgment. Thanks for the suggestion. I can't believe it passed under my radar. Judgment passed under a lot of people's radar because, number one, a lot of people just kind of treated it like, oh, it's just Yakuza. It's just another Yakuza game. And let's face it, there have been quite a lot of Yakuza games in the last few years, and even me, I like the Yakuza series, and I felt that the Yakuza series was completely oversaturated. There were far too many games out there of Yakuza. So, if you think it's Yakuza, you might skip it. It's not. It's Yakuza Plus. It's basically the formula of Yakuza Plus a lot of refreshing and interesting things that make it a very good game. In addition, let's face it, it's Japanese culture centric. It's not a very Americanized or European title. You know what I mean? If you're not into that kind of culture, you're probably it's going to go right under your radar, and you're not going to even understand the game exists or care that the game exists. For me, I started playing this game with no expectations. Not only did I end up loving it, it was my second favorite game of the year. The only game that I thought was better was Resident Evil 2 Remake. And you guys told me it was basically, a lot of people said this was their favorite playthrough that I did in a long time. Because it was long form, I took my time with it, I did so much side content, I was relaxed, I had a lot of fun with the game. We had a lot of relaxing nights just playing it, and I loved it. So yeah, definitely a suggestion for anyone. If you passed on Judgment, you might want to check it out, especially now. I'm sure it's probably sold for a discount. Give it a look because it's an incredibly good game. Okay? Alright. Lucifer Soul, resubscribed for 15 months. Thank you, Lucifer. Mr. Baba cheered and said, the title of your stream should be DSP tricks the Jedi Council to train him, then later we'll slaughter them. Well, you see, Mr. Papa you're not the only person who said that. Someone earlier also said, why doesn't it say that you're training to be a Sith? If you are doing the dark side choices, why aren't you titling your stream that? Ladies and gentlemen, do you really think that a true Sith would easily reveal their plan to the world? What kind of a Sith would you be if you wore a t-shirt saying, hi, I'm a Sith and I'm going to double cross and kill you? That would be pretty stupid, don't you think? I mean, I guess, as they say, the best trick that the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist, right? You don't just declare your intentions and, right up front to everyone and let everyone know what's happening. So, that's why the stream says I'm training to be a Jedi. We can't let those stupid Jedi know what's going on. We can't have them suspect a double crossing or, So there you go. Thank you for the cheer. Ripley Atomic resell for 22 months and says, I'm nuclear, baby. Well, thank you very much, Ripley, for the subscription and the ongoing support. I appreciate that. I know you've been very supportive recently, so thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Tryhard for Life did a 50-bit cheer. He says, can you say grapefruit in your Connecticut accent? Grapefruit in my Connecticut accent. There you go. All right, so now, this is when this is when the hype train began. So Frenolith did a 5-sub bomb, and he gifted subs to the following people: Diligent Doge, Raptor Balls, Mr. Vice President, Lyle, and Pray for Rock. So congratulations to you guys. Then Awful Waffle did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Awful Waffle. Canadian Doink resub for 20 months. It's at 20 months. Wow, dude. Thank you, Canadian Doink, for 20 months of support. Ripley Atomic dropped a 10-sub bomb, and this actually got the hype train exploding. Basically, it jumped right to like tier 3, okay? So Ripley Atomic gifted subs to the following people: Lona Leah. That's who he gifted it to. No, he gifted it to Leonosaurus, Living Dead Girl 35, I Am JCL Gaming, YOLO Vaco, Petulant Steven, McChicken Fleshlight, Zepsy Pippins, Tom Van Witwinkle, Tantamounter, and Paulie Rath. So all of you guys, congratulations on getting those gifted subs. Be sure to thank Ripley, and thank you, Ripley, again for the support. All right, continuing on. Cleanup Man 85 resub for 7 months, and he was a troll who got banned because he was an asshole. So 7-month freaking sub then insulted me and got banned. I mean, what an asshole. Why would you have subbed for 7 months and then just insult me? You must be a complete brain-dead idiot. Congratulations. Mr. Papavera did a 100-bit cheer, and that was actually, at the time, that was the biggest cheer of the day. So let's get him in there. Excuse me. I did not feel that burp coming at all. That shit came out of nowhere. Excuse me, guys. That actually surprised me. Yeesh. Okay. Two Bar King did a 100-bit cheer. Retro Jim did a 100-bit cheer. Ripley Atomic did a 50-bit cheer. So here we go. Phillips Smelly Fart Box resub. Or excuse me, subbed for the first time. Thank you, Phillips Smelly Fart Box. Chungamungus, resubscribed for 2 months in a row. Thank you, Chungamungus. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Welsh Sheep tipped me $5. I guess here's a tip that. This was when I was talking about how I hope that people would not stop tipping just because of the whole hype train thing. Because I do need the help with tips. They help a lot. And then Welsh Sheep did this very generous $5 tip. So thank you very much to Welsh Sheep for the $5 tip. I appreciate that. Okay. Mature Adult cheered. He said, when I was talking about why, the most common reasons why small businesses fail. Well, good for you. Thank you for that wealth of knowledge that no one asked for. Thank you for the cheer, by the way. Philip Smelly Fartbox did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you. Vanguard W47 did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you. This was all during the hype train, by the way. And then finally the hype train died, and then some people started tipping. We had Alfredo Ponte who tipped me $1 and asked, Phil, about the Viewer's Choice event, if the game that wins is a full-price game like Fire Emblem Three Houses or other game, does it qualify? Sorry for the way question. I don't know what that means, but yeah, unlike the marathons, where during a marathon setting, I say usually I wouldn't consider buying a full-on $60 retail game because, let's face it, if I'm only going to play the game once for an hour, why am I dropping $60 for it, right? But in this case, this is Viewer's Choice. This means that whatever game is chosen, I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of, you know. So, yeah, it could be a full-on retail game, okay? It doesn't have to be. It could be anything. It could be a retro game. It could be an indie game. It could be a game that maybe one time I played once and I never really got back to. It could be a game that's a sequel to a game that I've already done a playthrough of, and you guys have always wanted to see the sequel, and, you know, now it's time for that, you know. It could be anything, but yes, it could be a full retail game, Alfred. So there you go. Yennefer tipped me $1, saying, I was watching your stream last night. Your content's provocative. I must say I am in for a treat again today. I have no idea how you found the Yoshi's Island stream provocative. All right? Maybe you just really are excited for weird stuff. I don't know. But I thank you regardless for the $1 tip. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Doc Ock Ock tipped me $1 and said, before you moved to Washington, what were the other states you were considering moving to? I remember you saying something about taxes. There are states with far less taxes than Washington. That is absolutely correct. What I was looking for was a combination of a few things, okay? Lower taxes, weather, attractions that were things that I would like, and in general, just being in a part of the country that I felt would be a good place to be for the future. Okay, it was many different factors involved here, all right? First off, taxes in Washington State, are they high in relative range of the rest of the country? I would say sales tax here is high, but property taxes are much lower than they were where I came from. In addition, there is no state income tax. There is a state business and occupation tax if you're self-employed. It is way less than the state tax that was where I came from. Okay, where I came from, it was pretty ridiculous. The state would just take giant chunks out of your check for fucking nothing. And you would stare at the state and see the infrastructure was broken down and everything was shitty. And you're like, why am I paying the state so much money every year when they're ripping me off, basically? Here, you know, you only pay based off of the amount of money that you make via your business. And it's a pretty reasonable amount, I must say. So, much different in that regard. Weather. The weather here is very moderate. Meaning, there really aren't many extremes. There's a couple times a year where we'll get some snow. In fact, it looks like next week maybe one of those times. Which is fine because we get it so rarely. It's okay to get it for like a week. It's not a big deal. The summer, usually there's about a month or two that's warmer. I need the air conditioner, but that's because I have an office full of equipment. It's not because necessarily it's so hot that, you know, you need an air conditioner. It does get hot a couple times, you know, like I said, a couple weeks, usually a year, but basically the weather is way better than it was back in Connecticut, for sure. Okay, way better. In addition to that, all right, everything here where I live is within such a close proximity. I barely ever have to drive more than just a few minutes. The gas cost is way less because of that. Okay? I mean, seriously, like, you don't realize how much gas you spend until you get to a situation where you don't have to spend that amount of gas. I save so much money here because everything is right here. I got a grocery store literally a block away. I've got a mall that's like 15 minutes away. Tons of shopping and restaurants. Anything that I need. Doctors. Everything is right next door. Everything. So it's just really excellent. Very different from where I came from, where you had to drive to get to anything, basically. So many very, very, very big positive changes happened when I moved from Connecticut to Washington State. Now, you're absolutely correct, Doc Ock, that there are other states that have way less taxes than the state of Washington. However, those states are all big trade-offs, and I'll give you a couple examples. Florida, that is the absolute cheapest state to live in. I believe they did the statistics, and they found it is actually the cheapest state to live in. This is why most retired people like moving to Florida, because they have fixed income, and that way it's the cheapest way to live. But Florida is so effing hot and humid all the time. You constantly need air conditioning. It's disgusting weather. There's giant hurricanes and rainstorms that come in a couple times a year that make it completely just a nightmare. So there's trade-off for sure, but in reality, Florida's not a great place to live. It's only if you're really looking to cut corners with money. That's about it. Okay? Texas, again, it's a trade-off because, number one, yes, the taxes are way low, but it's hot. It's really fucking hot in Texas. Like, it gets super hot many months of the year to the point where, again, it's unmanageable unless you're blasting air conditioning. It's not humid, but it gets really bad weather. And then, what was it, a year or two ago, they had that really bad, they had the storm they weren't prepared for because they never usually have those kind of storms. And now it's actually looking like with climate change and global warming and stuff like that, that Texas may be getting a lot more inclement weather than they ever got before, which is not good, right? So I would say, if you're looking in perspective of everything, let's just say, there were other states that definitely would have saved me more money, but life wouldn't have been good. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been worth the trade-off. Oh my God, maybe I save $1,000 a year on taxes, but my life is way more miserable because I'm suffering through bad weather that I hate, or, things aren't nearby that make life more convenient. And so I really feel I made the right choice. Of course, as they say, hindsight's 20/20. There's no way to know unless I had done those other perspectives. I would have been able to compare and say, oh, this was definitely the better choice. But I feel I made the right choice. I'm very happy with my living situation here in Washington. So there you go. Super Batcat resub for 35 months. He says, I haven't been around in chat lately, but you still have my support. Almost 3 years, Super Batcat. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the ongoing support. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay? And Yennefer took me another $1 saying, I had a tax collector come by recently as well. Let's say I ended up finding a lot of humor in it. I don't know what you mean by as well. I didn't have any tax collectors come by me. But I don't know what you mean by finding humor. I don't think it's very funny to have a tax collector come after you. That would not be very good. Probably means you didn't pay your taxes and people are hounding you for them, and that's not a good feeling, huh? But yeah, thank you for another $1 tip. Oh man. Oh, I'm stretching. Oh shit. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, my body was like so stiff. So I stretched. I made a loud noise. All right, well, thank you, Yennefer, for the $1 tip. Okay, hold on. All right. So it looks like that's it for contributions. Let's now give shout-outs to those who contributed via cheering and gifting subs this week, because, man, these leaderboards are very, very high because of the hype train last night and this morning. So, top cheers of the week in 10th place, Third Eye the Third. In 9th place, Extra Cheese. 8th place goes to Yames Loster. 7th place, Big D's. 6th place, Two Bar King. 5th place, Snake Eater. 4th place, Mr. Papavera. 3rd place, Delancius. 2nd place, Blank Visage. And in 1st place for the week, Creepy Spaghetti. who has more than doubled all the other cheering contributions because he dropped a ginormous cheer bomb last night, which actually is the reason why we maxed out that hype train at the maximum level 5 level. So thank you to all of you for the contributions so far this week. Now, as for sub gifting, significant amount of subs gifted this week. The following people gifted 1 subscription each. Yeah4335, Brandy Bottle, Philly Buckeye, El Nice Gaio, and Local Weatherman. The following people gifted 5 subs each. Frenelit and Internet Famous McCroy. And then we have Ripley Atomic, who's gifted 11 subscriptions so far this week. Very nice. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. All right, so, reminder. That hype train thing will only work once an hour. It will not even work for another half an hour. Thank goodness, because it does kind of derail the stream when it happens. At the same time, obviously, it's a very positive thing for me, so I'm not going to complain. But at the same time, I wouldn't want the entire stream to be hype train, and then we can't even focus on the game. Okay? So, thank you to everyone this morning so far for your contributions and your help. Let's check sub count, because now we got so many gifted subs. I would assume the sub count went way up. 654. Yeah, I mean, that jumped us 20 subs. Excellent. Thank you guys for that. So now we're on our way to hitting 700 again, which is good. We're in a much better position, that's for sure. Thank you for that. So, thank you for everything. Just a reminder, the best way to contribute today is by tipping me, okay? I've really been reliant on your tips recently. You guys have been amazing. Please understand that. I understand the whole hype train thing's in effect, but if you really want to help me the most, please consider tipping me during today's stream. Okay, guys? All right. I'm going to take a short break to use the restroom, and then we'll be back, and we're going to start with Knights of the Old Republic. Should be a fun stream today. I hope you guys are ready for more advancement in the game. Thank you, and I'll be back shortly. I'll be back in just a minute. All right.